History remembers kings, conquerors, and emperors. But in the shadows of their glory stand those history tried to erase. Women who commanded armies, women who defied empires. Women who fought not for crowns but for freedom. They were generals, queens, and legends. Yet their names were almost forgotten. Tonight, we remember them. Let's journey across centuries, from the scorching steppes of Central Asia to the lost kingdoms of Africa, to rediscover the forgotten flame of the women warriors who shaped history. Around 530 BCE, when Cyrus the Great's Persian Empire stretched like wildfire across the world, one woman stood in his path, Queen Tomyris of the Massagetæ. When Cyrus tried to deceive her, killing her son through trickery, Tomyris didn't kneel. She declared war. And when the dust settled, Cyrus was dead, his army crushed by a woman he had underestimated. Legends say she ordered his severed head placed in a bag of blood, saying, "You have your fill of blood now." A brutal act, but a mother's vengeance immortalized in ancient ink. But she wasn't the only one who defied an empire. Decades later, across the Aegean Sea, another woman rewrote the rules of war. Artemisia of Caria, a naval commander under Xerxes, she commanded 5 warships at the Battle of Salamis, a battle that decided the fate of Greece. While Greek chroniclers mocked most of Persia's men, they wrote in awe of her. Her courage, her cunning, her defiance of every expectation. Even Herodotus, the father of history, called her extraordinary. Artemisia didn't just fight. She commanded, at a time when women weren't even meant to be seen. But while she conquered the sea, another woman was preparing to fight the desert's mightiest empire. When Rome expanded into Nubia in 24 BC, they expected easy conquest. They didn't expect Queen Amanirenas, the one-eyed warrior queen of Kush. She led her army into Rome and occupied Egypt, ambushed their garrisons, and captured entire cities. Roman historians wrote her off as a savage woman. But even they couldn't hide the truth. She forced Emperor Augustus to negotiate peace, one of the few times Rome ever backed down. And yet, her story was almost erased, because it didn't fit the narrative of an empire that never lost. In 40 CE, in ancient Vietnam, 2 sisters rose against the mighty Han dynasty. Trying trick and trying no, daughters of a noble family, led 80,000 warriors into battle. They captured 65 citadels in months, a feat unmatched in the region's history. Their defiance was so fierce that even after their deaths, the Vietnamese believed thunder itself echoed their war cries. Today, their statues still stand. But outside Vietnam, their names fade like mist in the morning rain. And from the jungles of the east, we ride into the steppes of Mongolia, where a princess maid wore her playground. Genghis Khan's bloodline produced countless warriors. But one name stands out, Kutalun, the princess who could outfight any man. She vowed she'd only marry a man who could defeat her in wrestling. None ever did. By 25, she commanded armies, captured prisoners, and rode beside her father into battle. Marco Polo wrote of her with a warrior as fierce as any man, and as free as the wind of the steppes. But what happened to all these women? Why did the world forget their names? So why were they forgotten? Because history isn't written by those who fight, it's written by those who win. Ancient historians glorified kings, not queens, conquerors, not defenders. And so these women, who stood shoulder to shoulder with men, were reduced to footnotes, myths, or legends. But legends have a way of surviving, in the whispers of people who refuse to forget. Each one of them is proof that courage has no gender, and power has no name, until someone dares to remember it. Because legends never truly die, as long as we remember them. These women are not just stories of the past. They are echoes of every woman who ever refused to kneel. From the deserts of Kush to the mountains of Vietnam, their fire still burns. And as long as someone remembers, they never truly die. Because history remembers kings, but we remember warriors. Ancient Whisperers, subscribe for more journeys into history's forgotten mysteries.